You're watching The Village with Island Emery.
Hey, aloha, Island Emery right here with The Village, bringing nothing but the best of community to you with our community leaders. Today we're speaking with Priscilla Scott, coordinator right here at the Ernest and Betty Becker Family Technology Center. Right here in Las Vegas, nothing but the best on the 9. Stay tuned, more to come with The Village. I'm Island Emery. Hello, this is Island Emery right here with The Village. We're in a special place. We talk about education, especially the future for our kids. Today we have a special guest, Priscilla Scott with the City of Las Vegas at the Ernest and Betty Becker Family Technology Center.
Yes, thank you. We call it Becker Tech for short.
Becker Tech. Now, Priscilla, you've been here in Las Vegas. Were you raised here? Raised up here?
I was raised here. I was born in Costa Rica and we moved here when I was 6.
Right, 6. What school did you go to here in Las Vegas? School?
High school,
Yes.
I graduated from Bonanza High School.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Right down the street.
Yes, right down the street.
Wow, that's awesome. Now, with the growing, the growth of Las Vegas and, the need for centers like this and, technology, let's kind of rewind from, did you know that you wanted to be in the part of the city of Las Vegas, work for the city of Las Vegas?
So I actually, it's kind of an emotional story. So I grew up down the street. The neighborhood rec center that I was closest to was Mirabelli. And we couldn't really afford to do programming there. Mm-hmm. Even though public recreation is so much more affordable, I remember walking through Mirabelli to use the bathroom. And at the time they had outdoor basketball courts, like my dad, my brothers, they all played on those, but we never actually took any classes there. The city ran satellite sites in the CCSD buildings. So when I went to Garside, they had free programming. And so I started doing their free programming through the city of Las Vegas and just met people, because with my family being made of immigrants, they didn't understand the American system or going to college or scholarships, any of that. So the rec center staff was my second family. They taught me how to apply to college, how to apply for grants, how to apply for financial aid and scholarships, and walked me through everything. I started working part-time when I was 15, and they kept pushing me to go to school. I then went to UNLV, still working part-time for the city of Las Vegas. But I would never have done that had it not been for the rec center staff.
Wow. And
then as life went on, many years later, I actually became the coordinator of Mirabelli.
Wow.
Which was like, when I look back, I was like, never in a million years would I have thought that would have been me when we couldn't even afford to go in there.
Right. Wow. Now, it's like a surreal lifestyle. I'm getting emotional because, you never see anybody kind of go over the same track. A lot of people kind of veer off, and, obviously kind of venture into different areas. But yet, that is an awesome story, man, for you to still be that pioneer, coming through the system itself, and being, like you said, an immigrant, and with, for us, myself, being from Hawaii and being in Las Vegas, it's so hard to find people to help out and literally, like you said, people that are there to help you and push you to go to college. Some people get lost in the system because they don't know how to go about getting that education or even filling out the application for certain things like schooling, stuff like that. And you said you had mentors from that. That's awesome.
Yep.
Now you're in this, I guess you could say, leadership. Become the coordinator for the tech center here. Let's say Becker Tech Center. Let's give it a Becker Tech Center. And now, how does this help you to give back to the community?
Oh my gosh, I see myself in the kids. Maybe not all of them, but definitely you just don't know who they're going to be.
Right.
And I started attending public recreation when I was in middle school. Predominantly here at the Tech Center, we have middle school and high school kids. So I see how it can literally change the trajectory of their lives. And we have such a compassionate team that I see a reflection of all the people that guided me in the team that guides the kids here.
Mhm. And coming from the Parks and Rec department into the tech center, I mean, how was that transition? You said you were kind of thrown for a loop.
I was in the beginning. Our director, Steve Ford, at the time, he's assistant city manager now. When he told me that I was going to take over the tech center, initially I was like, this has to be wrong. Like, I don't think he recognizes, like, my background is recreation and facility management. It is not technology, but he saw something. And I'm really grateful that, he took a chance on me because I absolutely love it here. I call myself talent management.
Awesome.
I told you that earlier. My team, like, I have producers and singers and songwriters and graphic designers, and everybody here is so incredibly talented, even if they haven't done like some big time project, because maybe they're a little bit younger. Their singing abilities, their ability to connect to the kids, all of that is just amazing. So for me, I feel like it's just an extension of what I've always done, which is leading people
Right.
and letting them do what they do, and I get to learn alongside them along the way.
Now, when we walk through the center, I mean, can you tell me a little bit what the center provides for the kids?
So we do recreational programming with the tech spin. So we do 3D printing, we do graphic design, robotics classes, music production. We teach people all of the basics. We have DJ classes. And one of the things that I love the most is our mentorship program. We have about 170 teens in that program. It's middle school and high school, and they learn all about life skills. They learn financial management. They have day-to-day conversations with the staff that oversees that program. And we just try to guide them through life. They also get to experience the things that are in the building because that's what draws them in. We also have esports here. We have a little bit of a lot.
Right. Oh, but like you said, you become the entertainment talent, the talent agent, and from seeing, because kids are, they're really built on, the whole 30-second mentality of, TikTok or, getting, videoing themselves and filming themselves, and now you're giving them, a resource to literally come in and say, you know what, you can broaden your horizon by learning, certain programs that are here offered by the Tech Center, Becker Tech Center, and how many kids do you think comes through those doors?
A lot.
A lot.
Probably on a monthly basis, we have foot traffic of about 400 to 500.
Wow.
Just between our classes, our mentorship program, the after school. We're a smaller facility. We're the smallest one in the department. Right. We're just under 6,000 square feet, but there's a lot of like heart and soul.
Right. No, I can see them. Obviously the smiles with your staff walking through the door, and they're happy to be here, and kind of thinking about your story, and like, you know what, that's me, and you literally become that guiding light, and that's so awesome, and being in how you said this neighborhood is like very, how you say, undeveloped.
Underserved.
Mm-hmm. Is that what it is? And can you explain why the center is here in this part of the town, like North Las Vegas?
Yeah, so this facility in particular, it used to just be a park, no building. And it was up for renovation because the park was a little tattered and worn down. And our elected officials, our law enforcement, and our city management all kind of came together and decided that there was a gap in services. The crime rate, particularly the youth crime rate, was pretty high. Mm. So we needed something more than just new backboards and fresh concrete. So when the park was closed, they actually pooled some resources together to build the tech center. And our Councilman Creer, he had gone with his daughter to a video game conference. And so he's like, oh, this is what the kids like. And then, he got together with our director, who was all about technology and innovation. And then everybody just kind of added a little bit of spin to it. And they came up with the concept of the tech center because that's what this new generation likes. And there's also, with communities that are Black and brown, there tends to be almost like a lack of the workforce development opportunities and the technology development in particular. And so putting something that was technology based here, it gave so many new workforce development opportunities for this community in particular.
Wow.
This summer, we didn't actually do it, but we have the ability to take 15 and 16-year-olds and actually put them into a summer internship here. And citywide, we place them in all the different departments, like the courts or maybe upstairs. And so they're able to shadow us and see different things. But mainly with this facility in particular, it's always about like workforce development, right? So that they're not just going into the workforce and not knowing anything about technology. And esports in particular, if you tell a child that, they're going to go into the NFL, because you're setting them up for failure, right? Because what are the odds?
Right.
And it's the same thing with esports. If you tell them you're going to play video games all day, but there's so many other careers like the music, the voiceovers, the animation, the coding, actually like building the games, the concepts, the storyboards, all that. So everything we have here kind of ties into that esports model. So we do have a pretty big esports background, and that's just how we bring the kids in and explain all of the other things.
Now, with this being this is the first of many to come. Is that correct? And you said you guys are adding to certain outreach facilities. Is that correct?
So we do. So the Becker team, we go out to some of the other rec centers and take some of the programming that we find here into the traditional larger facilities as well.
Wow. Now, in the community, do you have, like with the mentorship programs, do you have people that, business leaders that come in and teach classes and volunteer services as well?
We do. We have a lot of community partners that will come in, and we've had like financial literacy, we've had mental health professionals, we have law enforcement that comes in. We've had law enforcement that comes in plain clothes, and they actually teach the kids different skills. Like maybe they work on them with DJing, or they talk to the kids about peer influences. We really have a lot of community support.
That's so awesome to hear about the support behind the center. What do you think? Me living in Henderson, and then other people that could really obviously the traveling from from the other parts of town. Do you guys offer maybe some shuttle service to the center? It's just a question.
We don't. Okay. We don't have transportation to the facility, but where we're located, we're in a pretty developed area of town. It's pretty central. We're off of Lake Mead and Jones, so it's pretty accessible from the valley in general.
Do you think other centers will be put to use around the valley, just like another tech center?
Oh, absolutely. We've seen a shift in our traditional rec centers converting underutilized game rooms into esports spaces and adding more of the robotics components and the coding components, so that even though it may be a traditional facility, they're still getting the workforce development opportunities with the technology.
Wow. It's so amazing what you're doing with the future to come. And well, with your journey here, coming from the Parks and Rec to the first ever tech center, what do you foresee yourself? Politician?
Me? I say what everybody else is thinking in the room, so I don't see myself as a politician. But definitely continuing to serve the community. I feel that, I've been with the city of Las Vegas between my part-time journey to now about 23 years. And being here in particular reconnected me with how I came into the city as a participant. And so I love that opportunity.
Right. Now, how do people get involved with the tech center? Is it hard to find funding, financial service people to help out in the tech center with the tech center?
So we are subsidized through
Right.
the city of Las Vegas. So for operating reasons, we're government subsidized.
Okay.
As far as our programs, some of them have a fee attached to them. We offer our programs at a low cost, $35 for kids, $45 for adults, for an unlimited membership to take any of our classes and activities. And then we also have some free programming, which is like the mentorship programming and some workshops and stuff that we do to give back to this community. But it's open to anybody. So that's always easy. People can register either in person or they can go to registration.lasvegasnevada.gov to access our programs and anybody else's. For the mentorship group, we actually want to take them to Disneyland. And that's not something that's in the general fund. They have like a whole, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Disney's Imagination Campus. And we want to take them to that. So my grant funding will cover the transportation and the actual innovation campus, but it won't cover the park tickets into the park. So if you ever have a donor, we are looking for funding for that. It depends on the amount of kids, but I estimate it to be $8,000 to $10,000.
8 to 10,000. That's what you're asking for total.
Just a day trip. So we leave at like 3, 4 in the morning. We go into the park, the kids go through the rides, we do the Innovation Campus curriculum, and then we head home when the park closes because kids are resilient. Usually I'm exhausted and I'm like, oh my God.
I believe it.
And they have so much adrenaline that
Yes,
they
at
could
that
probably
age.
go like a few more days. But yeah.
Right. Well, just Disneyland. Well, let's go to Magic Mountain too.
Oh
No.
man, I would. So, and going back to when I was a kid,
Yeah, I remember going to Magic Mountain.
but the rec center, those were the only times I went to theme parks. Like I went to Magic Mountain and Disney.
Right.
I learned how to ski through the trips that the rec center did. So what we would do is they would have us kids help with like scorekeeping during basketball, during football, during all that stuff. And then when it was, we also, so I used to DJ the dances that the rec center had.
Wow.
And so all the money that came in through the dances, the city then paid for us to go like once every like 6 months or once a year, we'd go to Disney or a theme park. So I know that the city has done it. Our funding can't support paying for all that.
No, I don't understand. But
So,
I mean, geez.
so that's where I got the idea
That's
because
awesome.
that's how I came
Well,
up.
because for summer fun, yeah, that's how I went to Magic Mountain or
Yep.
Mount Charleston camp. Well, not camping, but picnics and never heard of going to Mount Charleston. I never knew Mount Charleston existed until I went with the summer fun. You know what I mean? So I was like, I totally understand where you're coming from. So when I said that, and I was like, oh, so that that's what we were built on because there was nothing to get into instead of trouble if you're running around the streets.
Yeah.
At that age, elementary or junior high.
And then I think like my grandparents lived 2 streets over in this specific neighborhood. We lived probably a mile further down, but we walked everywhere. And so when I see the kids that walk themselves in and out, I'm like, that was me. When they're like, can I go to the bathroom? Can I get a drink of water? I'm like, that was me, like traipsing through that building back and forth. And they probably were like, can we just lock the vending machines? Because they're over here. My staff is like, everything echoes at the vending machines. And that just makes me think of me patronizing the rec center staff when I was a kid. So it's so funny because, I
guess what comes around goes around,
Yeah.
right? It kind of brings a really feel, it's like one of those emotional things, you know what I mean? It's like, coming up through the system itself, living on the east side and going to, I don't know if you remember Summer Fun, you know what Summer Fun was?
That was run through the city of Las Vegas.
Exactly. I would go to, every summer I would go to the elementary school and kind of, that's where we would hang out and stay out of trouble. But now you're creating, gains and goals for future kids. And I think it's so awesome because Las Vegas it's so built on adult entertainment, right? And sometimes the kids get lost. And I really applaud you and the company that you're in the city of Las Vegas to literally open a shop to the future. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
No. Now, you want more information? Again, the information to the The 411 right here.
Okay, so you can email beckertech@lasvegasnevada.gov, or you can visit us online at registration.lasvegasnevada.gov.
No. And that's Island Emery at the Village. I'd like to thank Priscilla, Scott for joining me today. And keep moving forward, Ohana. Mahalo. I'm Island Emery.